Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial I want to show you a stitch. I think many of you're familiar with this stitch. You can do a bag, you can do a hat, an infinity scarf. So this one, it's I made it in rounds. The stitch is reversible, front and back, so it's the same. Well, this is a very easy stitch, but I think you can do so many things with this. For this sample I use 7.0mm crochet hook. So after you chain as many as you like with this stitch, you can chain even, odd, it doesn't matter. So after you chain, you're gonna make sure that the chain is not twisted. No? So you're gonna take the crochet hook and you're gonna go to the last chain, in there, pull it through the chain, and then take the yarn and then pass it through the two loops. So now what you're gonna do, you're gonna, if you want, you can hide the tail. If not, you can leave it like that. You'll know exactly where you start a new row, or you can put let's say you can put a marker. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back into the same chain where I joined this chain into a circle. So I'm gonna go back there, pull up a loop, I'm gonna move to the next chain, and I'm gonna pull up a loop. We have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. So this is the stitch. We're gonna go back into the last chain that we worked. So you go there, pull up a loop, move to the next chain, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull the yarn through all the loops. So again, we're gonna go back into the chain that we worked last, pull up a loop, move to the next chain, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. You go back into the last chain that you worked, pull up a loop, next chain, pull up a loop, 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. So this is the stitch. You go back into the chain that you worked, pull up a loop, move to the next chain, pull up a loop, 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. Go back into the last chain that you worked, you go to the next chain, you have 3 loops, and so on. I'm gonna do like this. Don't forget to go into the through the last chain that you worked. So you go back into the chain that you worked last, pull up a loop, move to the next chain, pull up a loop, 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. I think this is a easy stitch to do a bag. A hat, well, I don't know. You can work with a smaller crochet hook. This yarn, and I'm working with 7.0. This yarn recommends at the most to use 3.5mm crochet hook, this yarn. So here I am with a 7. So you go back into the chain that you worked, you go to the next, go into the last chain that you worked, pull up a loop, move to the next chain, pull up a loop, 3 loops, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. You move to the next. Yeah, and it goes so fast. And I think for an infinity scarf it's nice if you have a chunky yarn. It would be really nice. So you go into the next chain. This is the tail. So I'm gonna go into the last chain that I worked, and I'm gonna go into the next one right here. Oops. And pick up a loop, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. It's gonna be like this. So now I'm gonna go into the last that I worked, up a loop, and then I'm gonna move to the next stitch right here, pull up a loop, 3 loops, pull the yarn through all those 3 loops, and I'm gonna go back into the stitch that I worked last, move to the next stitch, pick up a loop, and so on. And you're gonna do like this until you finish the work. If you do a infinity scarf, if you do a, I don't, you see, I didn't say chain 1 because this is where I start, yeah, where is the tail. That's why I said maybe you shouldn't hide the tail when you work, when you start working, or either you hide or you put a marker. But I don't chain 1, I just go directly, yeah. If you want to chain 1 and slip stitch every time you reach the end of a row, that's up to you. So you work like this. You go into the last chain, the next one, stitch, and so on. And move to the next stitch. It's very easy. The last tutorial that I did, many of you asked me to show you how to chain, how to join the chain. And I'm thinking there's, you know, I'm thinking that some of you know, most of you, but there's so many tutorials that you can learn how to join a chain. And I know I'm gonna receive a lot of upset comments, but well, sorry if you feel like I'm offending you, which I have no intention to do that. So you keep working like this. I just want to show you when I reach the end of the row. Yeah, so like here I'm at the end. So as you can see, I will not chain anything. I'm not going to go into this one and do a slip stitch. No, I'm not going to do that because it's going to form this hole and I don't care for that. I'm just going to work, I'm going to go into the last stitch that I worked, next stitch, in each one I'm going to put up a loop, and I'm going to do like this. And it's going to be, because you can see at some point, you can see if you look closely where you chain 1 or you slip stitch and whatever, depends on the stitch. So you're going to do like this. I'm not going to continue because it's very, very easy. So this one, you know, you can work in rounds, you can work it flat. It's going to look like this. So it's the same like this one. So if you like to do this stitch, you can give it a try. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.